Hey guys, my name is Daniel, and I still think about one of my most horrifying times in a mall. So, I was about 7 years old. Me and my family used to go to the mall about every Friday, because normally we don't have school on Fridays, but we go to school on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. As we got off the car, I saw a man on a rusty old car. He looked pale and weird, but I decided to ignore it and just follow my family. When we started shopping, my dad asked my mother if he could go to the restroom. I went too. As we headed to the bathroom, I saw the same man earlier from outside. As we went to the bathroom, the man immediately locked his eyes on me. I was trying not to panic. As Dad went to one of the stalls, the man left. This was surprising. I thought he was going to say something or grab me or something like that. As Dad came out, he looked different, as if he got a surgery in there. I went to follow him out, but then I realized that man was not my dad. This made a lot of sense. That man that left was stalking my dad. Then I realized that man was trying to do something to my dad. Then I saw my dad coming out of another restroom. I ran to him, looking panicked. My dad said, "Is everything okay?" I answered yes. As my dad went back to my mom, I turned around and saw the same stalking man. I wanted to tell Dad about him, that he was stalking him, but I was too afraid to say it. The man was looking at me in the eyes. At this point I was being dumb by not telling my dad. I told him about the man. He seemed confused, but then he slowly started to panic. Then he called the police. The police looked at some camera footage. The man had chosen the wrong restroom. He picked the restroom besides the one my dad was in. The police still haven't found this man. Imagine if the man chose the right restroom. Hi, I'm Nick, and today I will explain how some people in our world can be like. So one day I went to the mall. I was buying these jeans, but a man came up to me and told me to give the jeans to him. I insisted. The man started to punch me, hitting and slapping me. I started to defend myself. At some point I started to run. He chased me around over and over. I was pretty fast, and I managed to hide in the changing room. The man knew I was in the changing room, but I was behind some boxes. He started to look for me. I didn't know what was wrong with the guy. He had baggy pants, dirty shirt, big shoes, and a dirty face. He seemed weird, and I admit that I was sensitive. Even if I'm a grown-up man, I was still sensitive. That's why I was so terrified. At some point he found me. He started to chase me again. That was it. I went out of the building, not to go home but to go in the woods. I don't know why I did that. The woods were messed up. Most of the trees were broken down, so I saw a hut down the woods. That's when I started to explore. The place was burned down ago. It wasn't that long since it burned. When I entered the hut, I saw a little bit of fire, so I put it out. As I explored I had a strange feeling someone was here, and that was exactly what was going on. The man was laughing. I started to get chills. That's when I saw the man appear from the darkness. I started to run. I went inside the building to put the jeans back. And yes, I didn't have the jeans in my hand this whole time. After I put it back, I ran to my car. I started driving home. While I was driving, the man started to yell at me in anger. When I entered my house, I went to bed and have some rest. I slept for about 2 hours. That's when I heard a knocking in outside. I looked out the window, and believe it or not, it was the same guy. I immediately called 911 and I told them to please hurry. When the police arrived, they told me that the man was on drugs. This made a lot of sense. That's why the man acted weird. So all I'm going to say to you is, never take drugs, not even a few. Smoking is really bad for the lungs. So remember to not accept any drugs, not even if your friends say that. Hi, I remember one day I was working at a mall. It was late, It was like 7:24, people started to leave. At 9 o'clock the mall closed and everyone was gone. It was a good day, but then I heard someone outside saying, "Open the door, right now." I told him that the mall was closed and that he needed to leave. I had asked him calmly, even though I was feeling weird inside about this man. He seemed crazy. I went out through the emergency exit, I locked all the doors, and ran to my car. That's when I saw the man running at me, banging on the car window. I went full speed with the car. When I was in the highway, I slowed down, hoping the man didn't have a car, but that's what was going on. The man was in a car. He was beside me, smiling and waving at me. I panicked and went full speed again. I was so horrified, I didn't know what to do. I decided I should just go home and lock the doors. When I got home, I went to sleep, hoping I would get a good rest. The next day came. I completely forgot about the man from the day before. I worked from 7:30 to 6 o'clock. I remember that when it was 3 o'clock I heard the same man. He was outside waving at me. I opened the door and said, "The mall isn't closed yet, you can come in." He thanked me, and walked away. At about 4, he came and asked me if there was jean pants. I answered yes, and to follow me. He seemed weird, his face wasn't right, he looked creepy, which was why I was scared when he smiled. At 5:30 he came again. It was get dark, but this time he didn't say a word. He ran past me. Minutes later I heard a scream. I was kinda worried, since the man looked and acted strange. I thought the man was harming another customer. That's when I heard fast footsteps. It sounded like a customer was running. Then I heard a voice say, "Come here." I started to worry a lot. I checked where I heard the footsteps, but nothing or nobody was there. And then I saw the same man staring at me, looking serious, not smiling at me anymore, which made it more creepy. He chased before I could react. I started running and running until the man disappeared. I started to yell for help. The man was running after me. I started running around, so I went to one of the hallways, hid in one of boxes full of clothes. He looked for me, looking serious. I was terrified. What was wrong with the man? Why was he trying to harm me? I saw he went in one of the rooms, so I ran for it. I hid in one of the bathrooms, and since he was checking everywhere, he came to the bathroom. I had hid myself in one of the stalls. I covered the gaps under the stall with cardboard I had ripped out from the box. He started to smash the door, pushing and breaking the stall door. I had made some noise by walking around. He heard me and started to bang on the harder. That was it. I called 911 because he had already heard me. That was it. I broke the cardboard. I ran. Then I grabbed a baseball bat to defend myself. That's when I heard footsteps outside, thinking that was the man's backup, but no, it was the cops. They told me to put the baseball bat away. The man was arrested. That was 6 years ago. The man had died 4 years ago. After that, I tried not to think about it, but I just kept thinking about it. This is why I am telling this story right now.